Welcome students, welcome to my second part of my video. Topic number 2, liberty and rights. In the previous video, we have seen what is liberty. In short, we said liberty means freedom. There is unrestrained freedom for you. There is no restraint and you enjoy complete freedom. We saw various thinkers giving their ideas about liberty. Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, John Stuart Mill, then Jeremy Bentham. These are the people. They have put forth their ideas about what is liberty. Then we saw what is negative liberty. Now in this video, we are going to see further what is positive liberty. Now my dear students, we all love to have positive liberty. Nobody loves negative liberty. Positive liberty is advocated by Rousseau, Herbert Marcuse. The concept of positive liberty has emerged from the modern liberalism. The concept of negative liberalism cannot appropriately explain the idea of liberty. Modern liberalism have advocated that there is correlation between liberty, equality, justice, fraternity, and collective interest. They also state liberty, effect, equality, and justice. We will see what is the idea put forth by Herbert Marcuse, a neo-Marxist thinker. He advocated positive liberty. According to him, workers are unaware of their objectives and needs, hence, for achieving liberty, they need guidance from the senior revolutionaries. He has explained his thought about positive liberty in his book One-Dimensional Man, An Eros and Civilization. He said scientific and technological development has increased the standard of living, but not reduced inequality in society. This has obstructed cultural development of society. According to him, American society has lost individual liberty and self-esteem. He argues about positive liberty, that an individual is like a bird in a golden cage who has lost the ability to fly high in the sky. He does not even think of rebelling as he has got experienced the joy of freedom. He advocates collective control as essential in community life. As a principle of positive liberty, hence supports state interference. For example, in order to maintain pollution-free environment, collective actions for community good is required. Use of force justified for community well-being. Now, my dear students, we will see what is the Indian concept of liberty. During the British India, the concept of liberty was accepted in 3 ways. First, British made laws for the protection of individual rights. and liberties. For example, the law of abolition of sati system. British propagated modern Western education, which introduced Western idea of liberty in India. This individual or this influenced social reformation and Indian freedom struggle in India. Mahatma Phule, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, spelled out various dimensions of liberty in India in the context of Indian society. Firstly, liberty means freedom from the caste inequality. Secondly, freedom from social constraint, such as an important dimension of liberty. Similarly, individuals face a sense of subordinates in social life. As an end, this subordination, another dimension of liberty. For example, ending of humiliation and insult, gender inequality, superiority, inferiority complex. They all suggested liberalization of lower caste from the domination of the upper caste as an essence of liberty. Mahatma Gandhi, we are very familiar with this eminent personality, Mahatma Gandhi. He accepted the concept of Swaraj as liberty. He spelled this out in his work Hind Swaraj. This term Swaraj implies combination of two ideas, self, Swa, and rule, Raj, Swarajya. Swarajya means self-rule. His concept of Swarajya was comprehensive. Mahatma Gandhi did not accept Swarajya only as a freedom from British rule, but also freedom from the Western cultural domination. Swaraj means freedom from trampling of humanitarian values. This concept gives more importance to self-governance, self-discipline, and human values. Now, my dear students, this is all about the Indian concept of liberty. Now we will see what are rights. As we all know, as a person, an individual, when he or she takes birth, that very moment when he takes or he or she takes birth, the rights are given to that particular individual, whether it's a girl or a boy. Now, the rights are classified are as follows. One is natural right. Natural rights are the part of human nature and use of this universal in character. The right to life and liberty are some of the examples of natural rights. Moral rights. These rights are based on an individual and community. For example, respect for a teacher or elderly person is a moral right of every person. Legal rights. Now when I say legal rights are divided into two types, civil rights, political rights. When I say civil rights are the rights relate to the person, a property of an individual, right to life, liberty, equality, and property are the civil rights. Civil rights are protected by the states. Political rights. These allow people to take active part in the political process. These rights include right to vote, right to contest election, right to hold public office, right to criticize and oppose the government and their policies. Political rights are normally available to the citizens in democratic state. Now, this is all about the liberty and rights. Students, I would like to end this second part of my video, and very soon I will come out with the third part of my video. Thank you for your patient hearing. Students, if you like the video, please do like it. If you have not subscribed it, please subscribe it. And if anybody of your friend or any of your acquaintance are not aware of this video, please give this awareness and also share this video with them. Thank you, and I wish you all the best for your exam.